Hey folks, Fat Guy Flies RC. Alright, maiden time for the all brand new Xfly F-35. Alright, the only thing I've done since you watched the unboxing build and setup build video is I've given her a clear coat of my polyacrylic mid wax and a high gloss. That's it. Let's put the gear down. Remember, they do take a while. Let's count and see how long it takes them to come down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So give yourself a good 9 seconds for them to come down. Wind is stupid right now. It's out of that way instead of that way. But today's my day to fly, so we're going to have to deal with it. I'm going to take off with in manual mode. There was no gyro or anything. Get her trimmed out, and then once I know she's trimmed, I'll turn the AS3X Plus on and see how that is. I'm going to take off with my high rates. The only thing I've done since the unboxing build is I've increased the high rates on the elevators from 75 to 85%, because it just that's 85% on high rates. It just didn't seem like it was enough. So from the stock settings. So other than that, everything else is by the book. It's windy and weird, but just got to do it. Turn around here. All right, let me go down here and cross in front of the camera right now. Reset my timer.
Timer reset.
All right, 4 minutes, 4,000 high rates. Oh boy, here we go. I did need to calibrate the ESC, just so you know.
The retracts are tucking away.
Well, kind of overcompensated on my trim on up elevator. So flying pretty good. Still needs a little too much up elevator.
3 minutes.
All right.
AS3X mode.
All right. I think I got her trimmed out now. A little bit of right aileron needed still.
Time remaining 2 minutes. Trimming mode. No gyro.
Go back to trimming mode. All right.
AS3X mode.
All right. Wind gyro back on. Good flying plane. I got her trimmed out now. Take her up. Motor off. Recovers, no problem.
1 minute.
All right. That's full speed, so definitely not.
Gear is down and ready to land.
Definitely not a rocket ship. Don't notice much change with elevator or the gear being down. Of course, it is windy.
30 seconds. Seconds.
All right. Definitely a successful maiden. See how effective reverse thrust is. Alright.
Motor is so chilled out.
Not super effective, but
Motor is hot and ready to pass.
let me do something real quick.
Timer expired.
I just want to see how well she drives with this wind. She doesn't, even with the wind, that's a nice wide stance on this thing. So, no, I think I'll leave the nose steering alone. I think I'll just stay with the reverse thrust, even though it's really not all that effective. I mean, it is to a certain degree, so we'll leave that alone. All right, we were 25 seconds over on a 4-minute timer. She did seem to keep wanting to climb on me, okay? So I think what I'm going to do is zero my, well, you know what? No, I'm just going to leave it alone. Leave the trim the way it is. And with a 4000 when I had it, she did need a little bit of actually a little bit of she kept wanting to climb, so I had to put a little bit down trim in order to get her to level out. But other than that, and a little bit of, what was that, right aileron, I think. So not much at all. So all right, let's check our battery and go over our rates. Like I said, we were 25 seconds over on a 4-minute timer. I hope I'm not talking too loud. It's too windy today to have the shotgun mic. 49% left. You know what? Let's go up one more time. 49%. Let's take it up one more time. That's not bad. So honestly, 5 minutes on a 4000. Really, 5 minutes on a 4000. Take it up one more time.
Motor is hot and ready to pass.
You can see my shirt how windy it is. According to the Weather Channel, this runway is east to west, runs east to west, and the wind is 15 to 18 mile an hour out of the northwest. So, not really all that good for. I'm going to keep the timer, not really good for maidening or landing or anything, but that's okay. Today's my day off and we're going to fly. And I got Camera Precious, bless her heart, she decided to film for me today. All right, and I'm actually going to go back in there and give myself, on my elevator, I'm going to go ahead and take all the way up to 100%. Still leave the 40% expo, because it just didn't seem like when I was taking off, it's like took her forever to want to take off. All right, well, we got plenty of rollout. Let's do a real quick up and down.
The retracts are tucking away.
I'm definitely going to upgrade her to the 70.
One minute.
That's full speed, folks. Of course, that's into the wind.
Gear is down and ready to land.
All right, let me get myself a gear pass here. I can imagine how nice this plane would be, how much it would be fun it would be to fly on a day where it's calm.
Minus 2 minutes.
All right, that's a good flying plane though. Good flying plane. Definitely could use more power, but I gotta tell you,
Mojo is so chilled out.
we're now 2 minutes and 3 seconds over on a 4-minute timer. Okay, picked up some grass, it looks like. Motor's off. %, left, so that's perfect. All right. She kept wanting to rise on me like she was a little tail heavy with the 4000 where I had it, based with the elevators, excuse me, completely neutral. So I did have a little bit of up trim. No, I'm sorry, the other way around. She kept wanting to rise, so I had to get a little bit down trim just to get her to level out. So like she's flying like she's tail heavy, like she wants to naturally high alpha, which is fine for a plane like this. But now that I got her trimmed out, that's where I'll leave a 4000, leave her alone. If I have anything lighter than that, I'll come forward just a touch. All right, let me show you my configuration inside real quick. We'll come closer to the camera. See where I've got the 4000. Okay, that's the AR631 Spectrum receiver right there. Might be a little dark. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, you got that? All right, like I said, we had 26% left, and that's after now a total time of a hair over 6 minutes of flying, which is pretty darn good. Okay, because we had 4 minutes before, we went 2 minutes and 3 seconds over. So let's check our CG. I like checking the CG with the gear down like she's going to land, because that's when the CG is the most important anyways. And pretty, maybe starting to favor nose heavy or tail heavy, but that's really almost perfect. And of course it's kind of hard to hold in the wind, but that's fine. CG is 45 millimeters back from the leading edge root where the wing touches the fuse for the first time. So that puts it, there's a metal screw there, a little bit ahead of that, forward of that screw, and that's where I've got these glue marks. There's actually CG stickers on the plane, and they're right on point. So if you even here, maybe kind of right on those, kind of favoring tail heavy just a touch. But that's okay. That's okay with this kind of a plane. All right, let me turn the control surfaces towards you. Can you see okay? All right. I flew in my high rates. Okay. My high rates, which I ended up changing. I left the ailerons at the a factory 70%, which is factory recommended for ailerons. Elevator, I bumped it from 75 all the way up to 100 on high rates, or maybe 85 up to 100. No, 75 was factory. I bumped it up to 85 before I came out here, and now I just bumped them up all the way to 100. And I like 100% throws, 40% expo on the elevators. Rudders, I left them at the factory setting high rate of 85 with 50% expo. Don't have flaps, okay? Forward programming, I don't have the nose wheel engaged. I opted for the reverse thrust. I think I'm going to leave it alone. She seems to steer just fine. AS3X settings are at one-time gains, and the gains that I picked, I shared with you in the unboxing, build, and setup is what I kept with. Roll at 25%, pitch at 40, and yaw at 50. Priorities all at 100 on roll, pitch, and yaw. Stop lock, I bumped it all to 50 on roll, pitch, and yaw. Didn't do anything with release rate, and the gains are at one-time gains. No nose wheel gyro in the books. Initial thoughts on the plane is would make a great first scale EDF. First scale EDF. It's going to fly like an F-35. It's going to be a roll sensitive, okay? It'll be a drill bit if you have it on high rates and everything. So, but that's okay. Not intimidating, and definitely not intimidatingly fast. I'm saying maybe 75 mile an hour at the most out of this. So impressive plane for a beginner first scale jet. If you're trying to look for your first scale 70 millimeter, this would be very much the ticket. I do recommend putting a gyroed receiver in there. She flew fine without the AS3X on board with my trimming mode, but then again, gyro just makes it fly that much better. I mean, we're talking about something that only weighs a couple of pounds made of foam in this wind. A gyro just keeps it flying straight. It doesn't have anything to do with your skill, okay? I personally, for me, I want more speed. I want more power. And it's not that I'm a speed or power freak, but power equals safety. Not so much speed equals safety, but power equals safety. Because if you get in a situation where she's starting to go down, you got to get out of that, you got to recover it. You need the power to get the nose down, get some speed, and get the nose back up. You need power to do that. And to me, I don't know if she's going to have enough power. Great for a beginner, but for me, I think a 70 is the way to go. I am going to upgrade. The ESC has a 50 amp ESC with thrust reversing. I'm going to upgrade that to either an 80 or 100 amp ESC, put a 70 millimeter fan in there, put a KM model afterburner. Who knows, I might be able to put a light up here front here or something. We'll see. But when I change out the fan, I'll show you how I do that. Let me look at this inside real quick, because it might be very. So before I commit to doing that, let me look inside real quick, because if this really tight space, I might have to. No, I think I can do that. There's a big plate now. I'll have to peel that away to get to the wires. But all right, well, there you go. We're going to do some more testing. I'm going to fly it again here in just a few minutes, get a little performance, see what kind of inverted, try to stall her, see how she flies, and then we might even try a speed run just on a 64 on a third flight. So all right, well, God bless y'all. Thank you for watching. Camera Precious, thank you for filming. And that's the very successful maiden flight of the all-new Xfly F-35. Get yours at Banana Hobby. I am not an affiliate, but I got a link in there for your convenience. That way you go right to the plane. And check out NOONZ Airborne RC. He's got some great videos on this also. And there you go. All right, God bless y'all. We'll talk to y'all later. And don't forget, folks, let's keep them in the air. Keep them in the air. Bye, y'all. Well, hey, folks, Fat Guy Flies RC. All right, second flight ever of the Xfly F-35, the all-new plane. Banana Hobby is who I bought it from. This gear do take a while.
Gear is down and ready to land. The retracts are tucking away.
You want to allow yourself 9 seconds for them to come down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alrighty. And they have a little, they're kind of squishy. They got a little bit of give to them, which is nice.
Motor is hot and ready to punch.
Timer set for 4 minutes, but I found on the last flight that I ended up flying on the Maiden for over 6 minutes, so I'm going to set my timer for 5.5 on a 4,000. Okay. I'm going to reset it for 5 minutes, and we'll just do 15 seconds just to be conservative. Which, I'll tell you, 5 minutes on a jet is good. Now, I'm going to change this out to a 70 millimeter for sure, but I just want to get you, I want to still get another test flight after this one with a speed run, but to see what you get for your money for your 64. But she's all stock. I haven't even added an afterburner to her. The only thing I've modded is I gave her a clear coat of the polyacrylic mid-wax. So pull my drawers up here. Maybe you might be, the sun's gone down a little bit. Maybe y'all can see the lights now. Right, left, up, down, right, left. And I increased my elevator to 100%. It was stock with 75% according to the book. I increased to 100% with 40% expo. All right. It has a very wide stance, so landing it's pretty stable, and taking off is pretty stable. Good flying plane. Not the fastest F-35 out there for sure. I would like to see a little more speed, a little more power, but it is a 64, and it's quiet. It's very quiet. So, which, you know, depends on what you're into. So, start my timer over, maybe.
Timer reset.
All right. Okay,
AS3X mode.
All right, here we go.
The retracts are tucking away. Time remaining 5 minutes.
I'll take it up now. That's pretty well where she peters out right there. All right, take it up. That's pretty much it right there. All right, let's get her turned around here. Try to get ourselves a stall test. All right, clean stall. I'm just going to kill the power. All right, she slumps forward, just killing the power. Now let's do the same thing, but with pulling up on the elevator. I'm trying to determine which wing is going to drop.
Time remaining 4 minutes.
All right, same thing. All right, up elevator, up elevator, up elevator, up elevator, up elevator. All right, looks like the left wing. All right, let's try that again. But it's not very bad. You got to remember the F-35 is like the F-22. The whole body is a lifting body. So, yeah, looks like possibly favoring the left wing just a little bit, but not bad. Not bad at all. Very little elevator input needed to maintain inverted. Fast pass into the wind. Take it up and snap roll it. No, it don't like that at all. Don't think it has enough rudder authority to do that.
Time remaining 3 minutes.
Okay. See if he'll do a Cobra. All right.
Gear is down and ready to land.
On 64, yeah, it's lacking for some power, but not bad. Definitely not intimidating. Very stable. I highly recommend leaving the rudder and the ailerons at the factory high rates, but I do recommend a higher rate, 100% throws on the elevator. Wasn't happy about it, so I'm going to go around.
Time remaining 2 minutes.
Not enough power. You gotta remember, our grass is not cut for flying. Flying's on the runway. If you had a big bush plane or something, then the grass is fine, or a larger wood plane with big old wheels, fine. But a little plane like this with retracts, no. All right, still got a minute and a half. Let's get one more takeoff and landing. Something tells me to check the battery real quick. Let's just do it anyways.
Moto is so chilled out.
Check it just to be on the safe side. Just because I think I should. When in doubt, check it out. Okay, we got 45%, so we definitely can go up and land one more time. Remember, taking off is optional. Landing, that's mandatory. All right, because you're going to land.
Motor is hot and ready to pass.
No matter what. You are going to land no matter what you do. Kind of hit that bump and just kind of hopped on up there. And with a little bit lighter of a battery, maybe a 3600 or a 3400, she might get up off the deck a little bit sooner. So I got about, they say you can go up to a 5,000 or 5,100. I wouldn't go any bigger than a 4,000. I agree with NOONZ Airborne RC. Anything bigger than a 5,000, she's going to be like a pig. So
the retracts are tucking away.
Sounds good though.
Gear is down and ready to land.
Definitely has a good sound to her. Not very loud though, pretty quiet. I'm too high.
30 seconds. 20 seconds.
Oh, that's a little rough.
Moto is so chilled out.
All right, that was just the second flight. That would be the bonus flight to the Maiden. We'll attach it to the Maiden. I flew it. The only thing I've changed, when I did the maiden, I landed it, I've increased the rates on the elevator to 100% with 40% expo. That is the only thing I've changed from the original unbox and build video. Let's go ahead and check the battery. We got 14 seconds left, and we had the timer set for 5 minutes and 15 seconds, so 14 seconds left, period. Motor's off. I did calibrate the ESC. It did need it. Wasn't bad, just off by a little bit. Oh, excuse me, burping. Okay, 29% left, so that's perfect. All right, five and a half minutes, you'll come back at 15%. 5 minutes and 15 seconds, you're going to come back at 30%, 29%. So 5 minutes, 15 seconds is your most safe bet. That gives you a little bit extra go around if you need to. And there you go. The only thing I've done is, like I said, I've increased the elevator rate and gave her a clear coat. Other than that, there's no other modifications from the stock settings. So gear do take a while. Remember, they're 9 seconds up and 9 seconds down. But very organic looking plane. And CG is 45 millimeters back from the leading edge root of the plane. And yes, I will be changing her out to a 70. So, all right, God bless y'all. God is good. That's the second flight. And we'll be adding this on to the maiden flight. And we'll check y'all out later. God bless y'all. And don't forget, folks, faith, family, and friends, and F-35's Xfly from Banana Hobby. We'll see you later. Bye-bye. Well, hey, folks, Fat Guy Flies RC. All right, third flight ever of the Xfly F-35, the all-new plane. This time we've got the GNS Performance Analyzer in there, the stock 64 motor, and we're going to see what kind of speed we can get out of this. Now, going to give you an into the wind straight and level test, which gives you a true performance speed, and we'll get a recording on that. And then we're just going to take it up with the wind hard dive and just see how fast I can make this little guy go. So we're going to start there. Make sure we're tracking. All right, we are tracking. Okay. All right, and now the sun's going down a little bit. Hopefully you can see the lights pretty good. All stock. The only thing I've done is I've increased the throws on the elevator from the factory suggested ratings from of 75% to 100% and 40% expo, and I've given her a clear coat. That's the only thing I've altered. Everything else is by the book. So 5 minutes and 15 seconds.
Timer reset.
And here we go. Got a SMC high voltage pack, a 4300. Charge at the 4.35. If you charge a regular LiPo, it's a 3800. So good size for this plane.
The retracts are tucking away. Time remaining 5 minutes.
Okay. We'll get turned around here. Okay. Full speed into the wind now.
Gear is down and ready to land.
All right, let's see what kind of speed we had, straight and level.
Motor is so chilled out.
Yeah, it's starting to get dark. All right. Stop, read. Not bad, 79 mile an hour. We had her up to 364, 79 mile an hour. Not bad at all. All right, we'll start over.
Motor is hot and ready to punch.
And we are tracking. Okay. Now this time we're going to go down the other end of the field towards the way that we're going to take it off. We're taking it up and do a hard dive with the wind and see if we can't get this little sucker up over 100 mile an hour on that little 64 that's in there. Like I said, it's all stock, just the way it comes. Okay, here we go.
Time remaining 4 minutes. The retracts are tucking away.
I'm gonna try it again. We'll go around there again. Get her up higher. All right, that should do
Gear
it.
is down and ready to land. Time remaining 3 minutes. Moto is so chilled out.
All right, and actually we're going to have to end it there because this, let's get the reading real quick. Not bad. 106 mile an hour, not bad in that little 64 it's in her. 106 with the wind and a hard dive. So I got her up over 100 mile an hour. That's what I was hoping to do. So she will go 100 mile an hour with the wind and a hard dive, but she'll do it. And that's with a high voltage pack. But it's getting so dark now, and this, I mean, on the video it might seem bright and beautiful, but in real life, because there's filters on the camera, the way this looks for me, I'm having a hard time with orientation and this little gray plane. And when I'm out in this section here, I'm having a hard time telling what the plane is doing. So better to be safe than sorry. So we're going to have the Maiden, the second flight, and the speed run all combined on one video. So that way you can get the full spectrum of what you're getting if you want to buy this plane. I am not an affiliate with Banana Hobby in any way, shape, or form, or Xfly, but I will give you a purchase link. That way you know to get the right plane, and I'll give you a purchase link to the plane, to the battery I just used, which is a high voltage pack from SMC. Let's check the battery real quick. Prop is off. Haven't changed the rates from the maiden flight other than increasing the elevator to 100%. And let's see what kind of juice is left in the tank. If I can get the my GNS performance analyzer is sitting on my battery lead, my balance lead. Let me get this battery out real quick. I want to just show it to you. This is actually, you know, I'm going to give you a link to this battery, but I may not be able to because I think this is one of my SMC packs. It's one of the older ones. Something else I wanted to mention, look at that. Even without the canopy on it, the plane will sit square on the ground. It doesn't rock back on the tail, so that is good. All right. 71% left. And that is an SMC 4400 if you charge it the 4.2. Otherwise, it's a 3800 6S. I'll put a link to the equivalent of this battery in the description of the video. So, and also a link to the GNS performance analyzer, which if you get it right above it, and remember it's Bluetooth up front and satellite when it's away from you, works real well. You just got to get your timing down. Well, folks, thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this maiden second flight shakedown and speed run of the Xfly brand new F-35. God bless y'all. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.